lost their digital part of the game. They lost it 8-3, but they were going neck to neck with the Turkish squad and just falling apart late in the second half. And that's probably what we also saw in the second half of the physical competition between the two sides. If Team CMR can keep their emotions in check today, they certainly look like they posed for a win. There's quite an age gap between the two teams. As I already said, FDC Vista are the youngest team at the tournament, not only in their group, but the tournament on the whole. There's only one player who is 18 years old, that's Timofey Buraga, the netminer for FDC Vista. There are a couple of 15-year-old players, a couple of 16-year-old, and a couple of 17-year-old. There are also two twins on FDC Vista. That will be Ogonorese Okiki and Ogonewegba Okiki. They'll be wearing numbers 12 and 26. I'm not entirely sure they're twins, but they got the same last name. They were born on the same day, and they play for the same team. I got a hunch that they're twins. We're getting ready for the first half of the digital part of the game. Team CMR seem to be the favorites going into this one, as they have several cyber athletic champions among their ranks. Probably the biggest of them all is Rendistan Samo Yangua, who will be wearing number 10 on the physical pitch. He's 22 years old, and he's an African vice champion. He's a runner-up in the African competition in FIFA. And we're off. Vista will be wearing red jerseys, playing for Team Norway, and I believe that Cameroon also opted for Team Norway, and they'll be wearing white jerseys. It's quite an improvement for Vista, as in the first game at the tournament, they actually chose to play for the Netherlands, and they were the only team that selected the Netherlands at the competition, and Cameroon opened up the scoring just a few seconds into the opening half. Nice little pop-up play right next to Vista's goal, and 27 seconds in, we get our first goal of the competition. Now, as for Team Cameroon, they decided to stick with Team Norway, which is definitely by far the most popular team to choose here in Kazan these days. Nice strike by Erling Haaland, but this one is not going in. Great save by CMR's netminer. Is he making another save and decides to kick the ball back onto the pitch himself. Cameroon crossing the line, putting a few passes together in the offensive zone, playing it to the corner, and now they can take a shot from the area in front of the net, and they're unable to do that as it's get blocked. Vista in possession now. Love pass up front. There's no one there wearing red jersey, just Cameroonian players on that side of the pitch, and they lose the ball in the offensive side. Vista trying to get to the net, unlucky there. Cameroon with the counter, trying to set up camp in the offensive territory, taking a shot. It gets blocked, but they're still in possession, at least for a few seconds. They steal the ball and giving up just a few seconds later, trying to reset the play. They pass it backwards. Haaland with a chance. Will he shoot? No, he's not going to shoot it. He's going to pass it, and a great save made by Vista. Vista's goalkeeper. The ball is still in play. It's intercepted by Cameroonian side. Another shot and another great save by Vista's netminer. Under a minute remaining to be played in the opening half of the digital. And CMR are all over Vista, especially in the last 20 or so seconds. And they take another shot, this time from close range. But Vista's netminer closes up the short side. Another chance developing for CMR. And another save had to be made by Vista's goalkeeper. We're not seeing a lot of rushes by Vista, are we? But that's a great shot and a better save by CMR's netminer. We're within the final 20 seconds of the opening half. There's plenty of time to score a couple of goals. In fact, CMR with another shot They give up possession, and with 5 seconds on the clock, it looks like Vista will get the last shot in this one. One too many passes there on that last rush. They probably should have shot it when they had the chance. And after the first half, there's only one goal separating the two teams. It's Team CMR, excuse me, who are in the lead 1-0. It definitely shows that when it comes to cyber football, CMR have an advantage. We didn't see a whole lot of shots from Vista, but two of them, I believe, might have gone in. Gift and Wegba will be replacing John Batiga and Timofey Bugaev on Team Vista, and Randy and Mucho get off the pitch. But in fact, it's Mucho is seems to be the best player available for CMR. At least that's what the players said among themselves. It will be interesting to see how this one is going to pan out. We're 20 seconds into the second half. Once again, it's Cameroon with all the moves down low, and a good shot and a good goal for Team CMR. Erlich Holland improving their overall lead to 2-0. Vista in possession now. They're trying to make something happen up the left flank, and it's intercepted with a great tackle by CMR. They head down the pitch, cross-pitch pass, but it doesn't go through. And Vista will get the next possession. They're going for a long throw-in and a header. It works for them. They cross the line, but they lose the ball just a few seconds after that. Great header by CMR. But they lose the ball trying to get to the net, and looks like it's going to be a 3-on-2 rush developing for Vista, but they decide to reset the play and spread it out a little bit. Nice cross-pitch pass and a good shot, but Cameroonian goalkeeper has been absolutely perfect so far in this game, and only now he concedes his first goal of the competition. Vista get a goal back. It's 2-1. A very close affair we're witnessing here. Low scoring one at that too. CMR with 90 seconds on the clock give up the ball in the offensive territory, but they recover possession and will try to make something happen again. Great shot from inside, and it goes under the bar, and CMR restore the 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 now. The game might be opening up a little bit. There's still plenty of time in the clock, and it really could go either way. Great bank pass. How about this passing play by Vista? They're going for the header. They're not going to get it on net. And they lose the ball to CMR. Just about a minute remaining on the clock. The ball is intercepted by FDC Vista. They're coming in with numbers and get their shot blocked. But they recover the ball, and a long strike goes in for Vista. How about that shot from really far out? It just goes to show you that in this format of football, you can really, and you should really, shoot from just about any spot on the pitch. It's a smaller size pitch, and the goal is really big. 40 seconds on the clock. Vista are still down by 1. Can they get the equalizer? CMR with a great passing play down low. It's a tic-tac-toe play, and they improve their lead to 4-2. Might be the best passing play we've seen throughout the game. Vista trying to set up their offense, and I believe it was blocked twice. And now a 2-on-1 developing for CMR, and they get another goal. It's 5-2 now, and it looks as if it's all over, at least in the digital part of the competition for FDC Vista. They did say that they needed to work on their digital game. It is an improvement from what we saw 2 days ago, but it's still not enough. And CMR will have a 3-goal lead heading into the physical part of the game. 5-2 is the final score in the digital part of the game between FDC Vista and Team CMR representing Cameroon. Let's not waste any time and go straight into the pink portal to see how it's going to pan out on the physical pitch. It's day 4 of the competition, and so far there was only one team that lost the digital part of the game and still emerged victorious in the end, and it was Locomotive, who beat RD's team from Brazil 7-6 last night. It was the last game of day 3. But keep in mind that Locomotive lost the digital part of the game only by 1 goal. They lost it 5-4, and they barely edged RD's team by the final score of 7-6. And that was the only case at the tournament so far when a team lost the digital game and won the Phygital game. Just a quick reminder to you is that it's not exactly a round-robin system that they employ here in Kazan at the Phygital football tournament. There are 4 groups with four teams in each one of them, and they apply what's called a GSL format, meaning there are 2 brackets within each group. Winners from the first 2 games face each other for a chance to go straight to the quarterfinal, and the losers of their first games face each other to decide who's going to stay in Kazan and who's going to go home. It's an elimination game. FDC Vista will be putting on the pitch Batigi, Tima, Wegba, Spider-Man, and Zimba, one of their better players when it comes to the physical side of things. And they need to close the gap of 3 goals to force at least a series of free kicks. Ganin, Zlatan, Veron, Lagazette in goal, and Aurel will be on the pitch. That's the starting 5 for Team CMR. So whoever loses the game will be out of the tournament. A lot is on the line right now. And the task is pretty big for this really young FDC Vista team. We're about to begin the first half of the physical part of the game between the 2 teams. It's funny how you would expect the youngest team at the tournament to be the best when it comes to digital football, wouldn't you? Just because of their generation, should I say. But in fact, FDC Vista are quite a little better in actual football. Everything seems to be in order. Cameroon team will be playing in black jerseys, and FDC Vista will be wearing once again their red jerseys. And we're off. Cameroon will get the first possession. Ganin plays it up the left flank for Zlatan. Zlatan plays it back to Aurel. Aurel to his goalkeeper. FDC Vista with an interception at midfield. And they will play it back to Tima. Tima plays it to Wegba. Wegba to Zimba. To John Batigi, who goes for the shot off the end boards, and a header by Marcel Zimba, a native of Zambia. Missing the header wide. It's Zimba from Zambia. How about that? Great chance for Vista early on. John Batigi tried to clear the ball off the end boards, and it nearly backfired on him. Free kick awarded to FDC Vista. Long pass up the middle of the pitch. How about that pass? An overhead kick. And that created a great scoring chance for Cameroon. They were unable to convert on it. Ball is out of bounds, and Cameroon will get a free kick out of it. At least it would seem that way. Let's take another look at it on the replay. Bit of a tough collision there. It looks like there isn't any foul called on the play, so FDC Vista will get possession. Long throw by Tima, and that was definitely a foul. Zlatan sure felt that one. Cameroon will kick the ball back into play. Guinean. He's surrounded by two men in red jerseys, battling hard for the ball in the corner. And the ref has just blown his whistle. Now remember, he can do it at any time when a situation like that occurs. That's definitely a foul against Vista. Samuel Destiny went down. His nickname is Spider-Man. Zlatan gets the foul. Vista get the free kick. And it gets blocked. Long shot attempt by Tima. It goes way wide of the net. Zlatan gets possession. Trying to dribble up past two defensemen. And Vista get possession now. Trying to play it up the middle of the pitch. It's intercepted. A great chance developing for Cameroon. And their shot gets blocked. Samuel Destiny dribbling past his defenseman, trying to deliver the ball up the left flank to Zimbar, unable to do that. Ball goes out of play on this offensive rush by Cameroon. Not a whole lot of scoring chances in the opening half of the physical game. Cameroon with another chance, this time Zlatan kicking it with his left foot, making Tima make a great save. That's worthy of another look. About 3 minutes remains on the clock. Samuel Destiny gets the ball, heads up the left flank, slams on his brakes. He was able to put it between the legs of one of Cameroonian players, but nothing came out of it. And the ball is out of bounds. A pretty slow-paced game so far. I'm sure Cameroon is fine with that, but Vista still need to score goals. That was probably the best chance they had in the opening half so far. Wegba kicking it from the right flank, trying to knock it in, wasn't able to do that. Now Zimba in possession. Zimba, with all the moves, plays it to his left. John Batigi joins the rush, but he will be unable to get to the ball first. And how about that freaky bounce? Gazette 13 almost scored an own goal. It's fun to see how, as the tournament progresses, more and more teams are opting to make this bank plays. Great save by the left leg is made by Gazette 13. He was out of position a little bit on that last strike by FDC Vista, but he was still able to stop the ball, and that's all that matters. Wegba playing it to John Batigi. John Batigi gets to the corner. Kicked it off the end boards, and now Gazette 13 will grab the ball and play it to Zlatan. Zlatan shields the ball. About 90 seconds remains on the clock now. Zimba under pressure. Attempted a risky pass, and it works for him. Now John Batigi with a 3-on-1 rush plays it to his left, and FDC Vista get a goal back. It's a Gonevegbe Okiki, the 15-year-old, one of the twins, who gets a goal back, and he will bring the ball back to the middle of the pitch as well. It's a bit of a slipper of a football game, but FDC Vista get a goal back. They're up 1-0 on the physical pitch, but they're still down by 2 goals in the overall score. Guinean attempting a long shot. It gets blocked, and the ball goes out of play. Cameroon will get possession. About 70 seconds remaining on the clock now. Veron plays it to his left. Ban battling for the ball. Unable to get the ball under control. And now a counter for FDC Vista developing the other way. John Batiga needs to stay alert defensively because it's a great rush for Cameroon, and Veron takes a hard shot, and it is his teammate who's going to bury it into the back of the net. 1-1 in the opening half of the physical competition, and Cameroonian benches all cheers after that last play. Teammate just got confused by all these crazy bounces. And now the pass off the wall. Guinean with a shot, and it goes wide. Poor pass attempt by Cameroon there. And Vista are able to clear the ball down the pitch. Gazette 13 goes for a prowl, loses the ball, and it comes to Samuel Destiny. Destiny finds some room, plays it to Zimba. Zimba attempts a shot, it gets blocked, and goes out of play. Just 1 second remains to be played in the opening half. The whistle goes, and after 3/4 of this Phygital game between Cameroon and FDC Vista, it's the former who are still in the lead. 1-1 is the score in the first half. And Vista still need 3 more goals to tie it up. The overall score in the Phygital game is 6-3 in favor of Team CMR. If they're able to defend their net and spread it out a little bit, slow the pace down, even though it really is a slow-paced game right now, they will definitely come out victorious at the other end. In their opening game against Peñarol, Vista beat the Uruguayan side 5-3, and they were a lot quicker than they are today. I'm not sure what happened with FDC Vista. They did improve their digital skills, but somehow that made them a bit slower on the physical pitch. Gotta wonder if there's any relation there. (7-6) in terms of shots on net in favor of Vista. And not a lot of fouls in that opening half, just 3 of them. We definitely saw quite a few football games over at the tournament over here in Kazan with a lot more fouls. The teams are ready to kick off the second half. This time around, it's going to be Vista who will get the first possession, and they need it too. They need this extra possession if they're hoping to get the equalizer. But to get in the equalizer, they need to score two more before that. It was emotions that brought down Team CMR 2 days ago when they faced Beşiktaş. If they can keep their emotions in check today, they should win this game. Not easily, but they should. Looks like we're all good to go. The whistle goes, and there's the kickoff. And right off the bat, Vista opt to just kick the ball down the pitch and commence battling for it. A long shot attempt by Vista goes over the net. And now the ball is out of bounds. Cameroon will get possession. Long throw in. Veron takes a shot, and team is alert on the short side, making a save, giving up no rebound. Veron is the captain of his team, the 37-year-old, wearing number 6, battling along the boards. Now Guinean coming up with the ball and just kicking it out of bounds. Vista try to play up the middle of the pitch. couldn't establish control in the offensive zone, and they had to foul right after that to stop the counter. Zimba with the foul. Veron to Ganin up front. Can't connect up front with line 8. Now Ganin beating Veron to the ball. Friendly bounce for FDC Vista. Zimba is battling against Gazette 13, and Gazette 13, it looks like he's going to get the foul, and FDC Vista will get a free kick out of it. John Batigi, he's going to take the free kick. Decided to pass it, and it was a really poor pass. Got intercepted, and now Tima playing it back to John Batigi. Batigi loses the physical battle to Veron, but FDC Vista recover the ball and give her up near the half-pitch line. Batigi out the right flank. Zimba with the shot, and what a strike that is. A left foot strike goes in. Zimba gets a goal back, and we're back to a 2-goal game. He didn't exactly pick the bottom corner, but the strike was so powerful. It basically went through the hand of Gazette 13, or just under the arm, really. It's really tough to stop shots like that from that range. Remember, it's the goal is 2 by 5. 5 meters in width, 2 in height. It's a huge net. A lot to shoot at. Batigi loses the ball. It's a breakaway chance for Cameroon, and they score on it. The ball goes in, and CMR restore the 3-goal advantage. Andre Jonathan Kutu-Tue, also known as Zlatan, gets the ball from Veron, shields the ball, and sends it into the back of the net. He's got simply Andre written on the back of his jersey, but everyone got used to calling him just Zlatan over here. I guess it's just the magic of the name. John Batigi plays it back. Long shot attempt, and it goes in. It goes in of Gazette 13, and just like that, FDC Vista make it 7-5. It's another twin Okiki brother, this time Ogene Oruse, number 12, who sends it home from his defensive side. I'm not sure we've seen anything like that at the tournament. Again, the Okiki twins playing it to Zimba. Zimba picking up some steam in the middle of the pitch, going for another shot, and I believe he just hit Gift. That's the nickname of Okarigi Dedi Sunday. Vista with another shot, and that goes just wide, just over the bar. Gift was about to get another goal back for his side. John Batigi with a long shot this time around. It rings back into play of the Boris Batigi with another shot. And Zimba was just a tad too slow to get to the rebound first. Batigi plays it up the middle. Zimba taking a shot, and it gets blocked. But Vista recovered the ball with 2:25 remaining on the clock. And can they score? No, they cannot. Gift shoots it straight at Gazette 13. And Cameroonian netminder was able to make a huge stop for his team. Appears to be in some pain after that last shot too. Yeah, that's probably one part of your body you do not want to make saves by. Never a great sight, but I'm sure Gazette 13 will be fine after a few seconds. Cameroon called timeout with 2:19 to go. Smart move. Not only because Gazette 13 just got a little banged up on that last save, but it sure seems that Vista kicked it into gear in the past in the past couple of minutes. Marcel Zimba discussing something with the ref. Just needs to get a clarification on a few things while he has the opportunity. 2:19 on the clock. We're all set up to get back to action. I believe Team CMR, yeah, they definitely thought they would get the possession. But it's actually going to be Team Vista. But no matter. Vista give up the ball easily. And now CMR. Back at it again. Rendistan gives up the ball. Veron comes to the rescue and kicks the ball out of play. Long throw in by Tima. He finds Chaslatan. Now Veron taking a long shot. Tima with the save, and it lands right in front of him. And Rendistan Sama Yongua, simply known as Rendi, completes the play with another goal. And it's now back to a 3-goal differential. Under 2 minutes remaining on the clock. And the game is slipping away from Vista. They came onto the physical pitch losing by 3 goals, and that's the exact goal differential we have with 100 seconds on the timer. Risky play by Gazette 13, and he goes down again. This time there's something wrong with his hand, it would appear. But he ran himself into the corner on that last little play. It really shouldn't have come to that, had he just decided to pick up the ball a little earlier. And that was followed by some theatricals, as they say. Let's take another look at Rendi's goal. Gotta be good to be lucky, gotta be lucky to be good. He was Johnny on the spot on that last play. And I believe now FDC Vista are calling timeout. Let's hear what the players have to say. How about that? They're trying to get the fans to support them a little more feverishly. Not much is being discussed at Vista's end. Looks like CMR team will try to keep fresh men out there, and they will try to substitute at least one of the players 30 seconds after the game will be resumed. Mucha gets a yellow card. Not sure what that's all about. So there's a goalie substitution on Team CMR. Mucha made his way onto the pitch, meaning that Gazette 13 is out of action. So that's probably what they were talking about. Maybe at the next stoppage of play, 30 seconds or so after that, Mucha will be replaced by Gazette 13 again. Tima has the ball. Plays it to the right flank. Vista with a speedy rush, taking a quick shot, and it goes wide of the net. About a minute remaining on the clock now. Tima with a long shot, and how about that? I believe that Vista will get the ball back on this possession. That's exactly what happens. And now Zimba dribbling past Veron. Zimba picking up with the head of steam. What a shot, but it's straight up the middle. Zimba with another chance. Can't quite connect with his left foot there. And now Ogunurese goes down. Tima gets the ball, plays it to John Batigi. John Batigi can't get past Veron. Veron playing it to Randy, and he gives up the ball to Tima. Tima playing it up front. No foul is going to be called on the play. Veron to Randy, back to Veron it goes. They cannot connect. Batigi, will he shoot? He's gonna shoot. He's gonna score with 26 seconds on the clock. It's back to 2-goal differential. And FDC Vista are actually in the lead in the physical side of things. They're up 4-3 following that last goal by John Batigi. But it's definitely not enough. They need 2, and they need to get 2 in a hurry. Team CMR seems to be losing it a little bit on the bench. That would cost them the game 2 days ago. They do not want to follow, to go down that road again. Tima playing the ball up the field, and Mucho will grab it and hold on to it for a few seconds, for as long as he possibly can, before kicking it all the way down the pitch. And it goes over the machine behind Tima's goal. Just 6 seconds on the clock. Zimba with one final chance, perhaps, and they can't get a shot away on time, and they lose the game by the final score of 8-6. Team CMR sure gave their friends a reason to worry, especially towards their later minutes of the second half, but they still were able to get the win, and that's the most important outcome of the game for this Cameroonian side. And as for FDC Vista, the youngest team of the tournament, they're going to have to leave the tournament early. 2 losses, 2 tough losses in 3 days, and they're out. Just goes to show you how important the digital side of things is in the world of Phygital football. FDC Vista were unable to win a single game on the digital pitch, and even though they won both of their games on the physical pitch, they lost 2 out of 2, and they will go home to, I believe, Gelendzhik rather early. And as for Team Cameroon, we still saw that nervous breakdown towards their later part of the second half of the physical game, but this time around they were able to get lucky with that and get away with it. Let's take a look at the highlights. There was plenty to watch in this game, even though in the beginning it was rather slow, but then their pace really picked up near the end of the first half, and we obviously saw some great action in the second half of their physical game. How about that left leg save by Gazette 30, or Mucho rather. Clinical play down low to get a ball past Cameroon and netminder. And just a couple of crazy bounces in the second half worked in Cameroon's favor, and they got a goal out of it. But then it was Zimba with that absolutely perfect strike. But that was just not enough. And there you have it. FDC Vista 6, Team CMR 8. That's your final on this one.
Nice one. There we have it. The last 16 stage beckons then for Team CMR. Very well done to them. Alexei, my co-host's favorites. You know the squad quite well. They'll be happy.
I'm not saying they're favorites to win the tournament, probably not, but I just have a few friends on that team. We actually met during the tournament last time in Kazan, had a really nice night out with the managers, and I actually saw the manager of the Cameroonian team, Franklin Fonderson, being very, very happy out there. I mean, they started off poorly, now they got themselves back on track and they can progress. But I have to say, I'm quite surprised about Vista. You know, yeah. They've learned nothing from the previous tournament. We were talking with them last time about the importance of the digital part, and yet they lost both of their digital games quite heavily. Not maybe in this case, but maybe they were over-relying too much on the quality of their on-the-field players, which is really high. I mean, they almost caught up with the Team CMR on the physical pitch. But you cannot take the digital game out of the equation here. You have to be good in that as well. You cannot go in there and saying, okay, we're going to lose this, but we're going to lose this by 3-4 goals, and we're going to try to...
It won't work.
It won't work.
No, it won't work.
As we see.
Well, we spoke to one of the members of Team CMR immediately after their win.
Hey guys, so now we are joined with one of the winners of today's game, football game. Please tell us your name and what team are you on?
I'm Ayong Eno, and I'm with Team CMR from Cameroon.
Tell us, how was the game? I mean, you just won, congratulations first of all, but how was it?
Thank you, it was quite a tough game. It started with the digital, where we had some alterations with, you know, different stuffs on the list, and we had to sort it out. That also affected the team when we started the game. We started slow, but we won 5-3. We brought it to the field, it was quite intense. The guys are good, but we were able to pull it through with a good fighting spirit.
What about the tactics? Did you guys have some special tactics that you used in the field?
Well, the special tactics was first to win in the digital, have some more goals ahead, and then kind of allow them come attack, make the mistake, and then we try to play with a counter.
Tell us a little bit more about your training session. How long do you train? Where do you train?
Yeah, actually, since we've been training in Cameroon, and some players who are out of the country do also personal work. But since we came here, we've been using the training facilities that they've given us, try to work more on our, because some of us are playing for the first time, trying to build the team spirit. So it's been step by step. I think each game we're improving and we're getting better.
What about the training here in Russia when you arrived? Was it comfortable? Was it different than when you were training back home?
Not really. I think the facilities are much better. Good pitch, also good support from the from the whole team, well organized, and it makes training for us much easier.
And what do you think overall about the event itself? I mean, fixing digital with physical, how is that? What did you think about it?
Massive, you know, massive and innovative. It's the first time I'm experiencing it. I really love it, and I think this is not just the future of games, but this is like what the whole sports world is going to look like in the coming time.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, he's happy, and well, he should be. But I tell you what, not much time for him to get his ice cold bath after recovery, because the last 16 stage begins tomorrow. The teams
he's there, and
he's there. He's keep fighting. The teams, though, that are into the quarterfinals, they have an extra day. So I wonder how meaningful that'll be in the long run.
Listen, most of these guys, if we talk about the on-the-pitch performance, we're talking about the physical part of it, they are either ex-pros or semi-pros. They can handle it. Besides, it's not a 90-minute match. It's a shorter version. It's a shorter pitch. Of course, the intensity is super high, and you can get injured. And I actually witnessed a fist fight at the preliminary stage of the tournaments. Like, the one guy actually lost it and went all out with an all-out brawl. So it's not like a half version of football. It's proper football. But in terms of the recovery, I don't think, you know, they will suffer much from not having a day extra to recover. On the other hand, they should have done better, you know, in the first place, winning 2 games instead of 1, and then they would have had a day off. But it's sort of like a gift.
But they're still fighting.
They're still fighting. That's what's important.
And the momentum is important too. Uma Ishar was speaking to that player just moments ago, and she joins us live now. Yeah, Uma, more of a picture is emerging about who's going to be going for gold, really, towards that big prize fund, that $1.25 million, getting closer to that. More matches today, but we're halfway through.
Yeah, for sure. Now we're waiting for a new football game, which basically is the Uruguay team and versus the team from, if I remember correctly, Turkey. So that's going to be very interesting to watch, because both of these teams, apparently, they're also really good. Earlier, we spoke with the team, one of the players in the Serbian team, and I asked him, well, how were your opponents? Were they harsh, or how was it? And he said that they were not ready for what they had to deal with on the field. So, you know, like, it's very complicated teams that come here, very hard teams, and very passionate players here in the field.
Uma, I can hear it's pretty loud up there, and I reckon good crowds have turned up for this one, right? It's evening already in Kazan, and obviously this is the prime time for the beautiful game.
people are joining in right now because there's, as we mentioned, there's another game coming up in a few minutes. So people are just now coming to the arena. There's a lot of people in front of me. I think also you can see some behind me as well. There's an animator who's keeping people busy before the game as well. So quite a big crowd. People are not sleeping. People are coming to the games of the future to watch.
And just finally, briefly, if you will, Uma, what is the sense, the disappointment of those squads that are going home, because they've been playing for the last number of days and some of them now are finished, their entire participation is gone. Is it a tense feeling when you're around them there? Can you feel the disappointment?
No, of course, they're devastated that they have to leave. We talked with the Serbian player, as I've mentioned, and they've lost. And they are he's mentioned that they are very sad to leave Russia, of course, and leave the games. But they're really excited to maybe come back next year for another edition of the event.
Yeah, who knows where that's going to be as well? That's another question. Uma, thanks very much for now. Uma Ishar live from Kazan, building up nicely, isn't it, the action? We have 2 in the bag and another 2 still to go. 1 begins in 5 minutes there. Peñarol, the Uruguayan Giants, never been relegated. Their senior team, by the way, from the top flight of Uruguayan football, up against the mighty Besiktas. That should be tasty. Both teams, by the way, have won their respective first matches. Right,
and you know, looking at the likes of Peñarol and Besiktas, I mean, me as a football guy in the first place, it brings back a lot of good memories. Uruguayan football, the first World Cup champions in the history of the beautiful game, if you remember, in the 1930s. Also in the recent days, Luis Suarez, Cavani, Darwin Núñez from Liverpool, the winners of the Carabao Cup just a fortnight ago.
Your team.
My team, yeah. Great traditions. Turkey, Besiktas, one of the most craziest, you know, supporters and the clubs and the tournaments where most of the stars went to play to finish their careers. So what I'm saying is that these teams have a great football heritage.
Yeah,
they know what they'll be dealing with, so I'm expecting a cracker of a game.
Well, yeah, that's the senior football we're talking about there in regular football. But what about this Phygital football? What is it all about? Just to get a recap of the scoring, how it all works, let's take a look.
Welcome to the Games of the Future. A game of Phygital football has 2 parts. The teams play a football video game on a game console before competing on a physical court. Digital stage. The teams play 2 3-minute halves of 2-a-side play with a 3-minute break. Different pairs of players compete in each half. The score may be tied at the end of the digital stage. Physical stage. The game on a physical pitch consists of 2 5-minute halves of 5-a-side play. At the beginning, each team is awarded the number of goals it scored in the digital game. The goalie's job is the hardest one, since the goals here are bigger than in standard mini football and players may bounce the ball off the boards. The winner is the team that has the highest score in both digital and physical games combined. In case of a tie, the match moves to a penalty shootout. The group stage of the tournament has GSL-style groups, followed by single elimination playoffs. The teams that won all their group stage games go straight to the quarterfinals, while those who lost one game compete in another qualifying round. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, that is what they're looking for, to go straight into the quarterfinals. That is the golden ticket, because again, I repeat, it's an extra day's rest. And I know you say it's a short game, etc., but just to have a break for tactics, to chill out, really, before going, because it all gets starts towards the end of the week this week. All events finish on Sunday, by the way, but it'll all start to get very strained and tight. And if you've got a slight injury, if you've got a knock, because it's been fiery out there on the physical side, you know, I would say every day counts here.
I think the more important aspect here is not having an extra day off, but having that kind of winners mentality. If you go into the quarterfinal knowing that you have already won everything, you have the edge, the mental edge, the psychological edge.
That cup mentality to keep pushing every day. Yeah,
if you had lost something, you already know, like, you are vulnerable. You have, you know, things that you need to rectify in your team's performances. So I think for either of the side here, Peñarol or Beşiktaş, who had won their games before, it's vitally important to win it and go with a full winning bag into the quarterfinal.
Yeah, we're just awaiting that. That's going to be starting in about 30 seconds or so. Just to point out, by the way, Peñarol, big, very good quality in regular football, but also futsal in Uruguay and South America as well. So they'll be hopeful today. Let's cross over. Let us see the first stage of the digital round between Peñarol, Beşiktaş. The winners of this go straight to the quarterfinals.
I think we're almost getting there, judging by... can we go now? Let's see.
Oh,
let's do it.
Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Развитием технологий люди стали больше погружаться в виртуальные миры, забывая про мир физический, обрекая гармонию на угасание. Чтобы восстановить баланс, гармония переродилась жар-птицей мира. Мира отправилась сквозь вселенные в поисках героев, способных вернуть утраченную энергию. Избрав 5 сильнейших представителей, Мира собрала их у Куба Советов, наделив их уникальной силой. Они стали хранителями гармонии, чья задача – охранять и поддерживать баланс. Советом было принято решение провести турнир, победитель которого распространит гармонию по свету. Для этой цели Куб преобразовал частицу гармонии во флейм, древний артефакт для сбора энергии. Хранителями было выбрано место для проведения турнира – город с самым сильным соприкосновением энергии. Именно здесь миллионы зрителей и сильнейшие атлеты примут участие в величайших играх всех времен, чтобы определить достойнейших и восстановить баланс миров. Да начнутся игры будущего!
If you still have your doubts about Phygital football, well, let me give you one reason to fall in love with this new sport. We got Peñarol going up against Beşiktaş, a team from Uruguay, legendary team from Uruguay, going up against another legendary club all the way from Turkey, as this country is now known. Where else in the world would you see a matchup like that? Nowhere. Only here in Kazan at Phygital football competition. Peñarol and Beşiktaş won their openers at the tournament. Peñarol beat Vista 11-6, and they also, most importantly, defeated Vista 8-1 on the in the digital stage, while Beşiktaş beat Team CMR from Cameroon 12-6. Notably beating them in the digital world 8-3. So these are two powerhouses going head-to-head. It's power versus power, just the way we like it. Getting familiar with Peñarol now. They'll be wearing their famous black and white striped jerseys. This team has several futsal Uruguayan champions. One player who almost made it to the 2010 World Cup in the Republic in South Africa. He almost made it. He has he played 7 games for Team Uruguay and almost made the final roster. He's also here, and we'll be seeing him shortly. That's number 10. Jorge Marcelo Rodriguez Nunez, also known as Japao. Peñarol are making their way onto the pitch. They competed here in Kazan 9 months ago, so they're quite familiar with what they're going to have to deal with if they want to go all the way and clinch the first place. And as for Beşiktaş, that's a wonder to watch, because that team has several national FIFA champions among their ranks. There are at least 3. I might be mistaken. There might be a bit more, but there are definitely 3, and we're going to be seeing them shortly in the digital stage of the competition. But on the physical pitch, we're going to see quite a few youngsters, products of Beşiktaş football school. As a matter of fact, Enes Cinempe will be wearing number 10. He's simply known as Enes. He's 16 years of age, and he signed his pro contract with Beşiktaş when he was just 15. So we expect to see a great game in both digital and physical parts of the game. I'm sure it's going to be a treat to watch. And if you're wondering what teams Beşiktaş and Peñarol are going to be playing in the digital part of the competition, well, no real surprises there, unless they're going to make last-second changes. Both teams are going to play for Team Norway, which seems to be, is the team to go if you want to win in the digital part. Peñarol will have Infinity, Nico, Tincho, and Gauna competing in the digital. And as for Beşiktaş, we're gonna have Kago 2K, joined by Cumali Gürsel, one of the better players on Beşiktaş in the physical part, and that will be followed by Arda Azınan, also known as Can Arda, and Serhan Eniyaras. Now Cumali Gürsel, who's going to be wearing number 2 for his team, he's their most recent FIFA Turkish champion. He won it back in 2023, while Arda Azınan won the same championship a year prior to that in 2022, and Serhan Eniyaras won the national title in 2019. He's also an Istanbul basketball champion. What a well-rounded young man that Serhan Eniyaras is. He'll be wearing number 3 for Beşiktaş. We're getting ready for the first half to begin. I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely feel excitement in the air. It sure promises to be one of the biggest games, not only today, but possibly of the entire group stage. We've seen quite a few, but that has every inclination of being the best. Uruguay against Turkey. Can't believe I'm saying that on air. And they have a lot to compete for. Looks like we're all good to go. As soon as we get into the green portal, the game will begin. We're in and we're off. Peñarol playing for Team Norway wearing white jerseys, while Beşiktaş are playing for the same team but wearing red jerseys. Peñarol wins the first strike of the game just 10 seconds in. They turned that first possession into a goal just like that. Just 10 seconds in. We expected a big game, and looks like we're getting it. Beşiktaş with their first possession. Trying to spread it out a little bit and draw out Peñarol to their side of the pitch. But Peñarol are not biting. A couple of quick passes in the offensive end for Beşiktaş, and they've taken their first shot of the game. It gets stopped. Peñarol with a header. Getting in over the line, playing it up the left flank. Playing it to the middle now. And last pass is intercepted by Beşiktaş. Beşiktaş setting up their offense. Playing it to their right. Will they go to the left? No, they opt to go right again. And again for the third time in a row, and only now they're losing the ball, but it's intercepted up front. Beşiktaş regain possession. Every man is behind the ball now. Great bank pass to deliver to another Beşiktaş player, but they give up possession, and now it's Peñarol trying to dribble down the right flank, unable to do that. Quick stretch pass, but it's not fouled with a shot. Just one shot for Beşiktaş in the opening half, I believe, so far. And it's still Peñarol with that early strike, or in the lead, 1-0-0. And they get another one in the back of the net. It's who else but Erlich Holland, obviously. He gets another one for his team, and Peñarol are up 2-0. It's a very tight game at the moment. Peñarol with the ball again. They have a chance for a strike, and it goes under the bar, up and over the goaltender. And just like that, Peñarol establish a firm grip on the game. It's 3-0 now. Beautiful strike from a pretty tough spot too. It's not easy to curl a ball like that just under the bar. Besiktas not getting much offense. Maybe it's about to change on this offensive rush. They're trying to get to a shooting area. Shot was finally taken, but it was not the hardest one, definitely. And an easy save was made by Peñarol netminder. About 35 seconds remaining on the clock now. Peñarol managed the game so well right now. Just kicking the ball around. Not leaving any chance for Besiktas to get a late possession in this one. Playing it back again. We're within the final 20 seconds of the first half. Peñarol passing around close to the net, and they get what they want with it too. Following that great ball management in the defensive territory, they get another goal, and it's 4-0 for Peñarol now. Leaving Besiktas almost no chance to get back in this game, but there's still a second half to be played. Besiktas will have to improve their game a lot if they want to tie it up. And once again, you don't want to lose the digital part of the game too badly. But so far, Besiktas are still looking for their first goal in the digital competition. It's Peñarol who have the commanding lead following the opening half of the digital. It's 4-0 for the Uruguayan side. Tincho and Gauna replace Infinity and Nico for Peñarol. And as for Besiktas, Jumali steps off with Kagu 2K, Janarda and Serhan Eniras. The 2019 FIFA Turkey champion and Istanbul basketball champion will be getting the game pads now for Besiktas. They need goals, at least 4 of them. And it's going to be interesting to see what tactics is Peñarol going to choose. Will they just kick the ball around their defensive zone, wasting time and working the clock, or are they going to go for offense, trying to further increase their big league? That remains to be seen. Just to remind you, Peñarol won their first digital match at the tournament 8-1 in the game against Vista, and Besiktas outplayed Team Cameroon, Team CMR representing Cameroon, 8-3. But despite the final score, that game was actually a lot closer than it sounds. Team CMR only falling apart late in the second half, and that's when Besiktas were able to pull away a little bit, creating that 5-goal gap that they carried into the physical side of the affair. And they emerged victorious from that one, 12-6. We're off in the second half of the digital stage of the matchup. Besiktas with the first possession on this one, and they sure picked up the pace. Got to the net, but weren't able to take a shot away. And now Peñarol on the counter, taking a shot from inside, and Besiktas netminder had to come up big on that last play. Besiktas getting in over the line, making a long pass to the left flank. 2 players go for a tackle. No foul is going to be called on the play. It looks very much a different game, doesn't it, in the second half? It's all Besiktas right now. Peñarol are almost never having the ball. Besiktas with the steal in the offensive zone. Playing it up front, and there it is. They get their first goal of the game. It's still a 3-goal affair, and it's Peñarol's game to lose, but Beşiktaş finally lived that curse. Get a goal back. They lead the second half 1-0. Beşiktaş back in possession, trying to move the ball off the pitch on the right flank. Peñarol with a chance for a strike. They go for a shot and it hits the crossbar of the post. It definitely hit something on its way in, or rather not on its way in. It never went in. It goes in on at the other half of the pitch. Beşiktaş for the second goal of the second half, and it's 4-2 now. They're coming back. Peñarol with the ball at the right flank. They got a lot of space in the middle of the pitch. They decide to go for it. But in a few neat passes in the offensive zone and striking the ball just inside the bar, improving the overall lead to 5-2. We're back to a 3-goal differential on the scoreboard. But still, Beşiktaş are winning the second half of the digital stage 2-1. And they're sure looking good. They look a lot better than they did in the opening half. And there's still over a minute remaining on the clock. That's plenty of time in digital football. Beşiktaş with a quick breakout, but they lose the ball outside the line. 50 seconds on the clock. Beşiktaş passing it around their defensive zone, trying to create some space up front, and they lose the ball on that possession. 35 seconds to go in the second half. Peñarol with the ball, deciding to just pass it around for a little bit. And why not? That creates a great scoring chance for them, and they strike again. It's 6-2 now. Absolutely no chance for Beşiktaş Napminer there. And we're back to a 4-goal differential. It's 2-2 in the second half. The half that began so well for Beşiktaş. They were able to score 2 goals in quick succession. But now they're down by 4 again, and there's almost no time remaining on the clock. A steal for Peñarol. They're playing it down low and scoring another one with just 5 to go. It's Peñarol 7, Beşiktaş 2. And I guess we know the winner in the digital part of the game. Can Beşiktaş get a goal back in the final seconds of the game? No, they cannot. And Peñarol will carry a very large 5-goal lead onto the physical pitch. It's going to be very difficult for Beşiktaş to get back in this game, don't you think, guys?
Well, there we have it. We thought Peñarol were going to be hard to shift, and so it has transpired. 7-2 in the digital phase. Again, of course, Norway versus Norway. How many times have we seen those teams being chosen by the squads that play their digital round? It's looking to be beyond, I would say, at this stage, unless there's a big comeback from the Beşiktaş boys in the regular football, which we'll be going to shortly. But that's what you want if you're Peñarol. Just that big enough, wide enough gap, 7-2, 5 goals. That's a big advantage, taking it into the second half as it was.
Don't forget, Beşiktaş are very, very highly skilled players. And, I mean, 5 goals is not a huge gap to overcome. Considering the pace of the game, the size of the actual pitch, the quality of the players, it's still possible. If they were down 9-0, okay, yeah, I would probably call it a day. Even though I've seen during the preliminary tournaments a 9-0 score being almost overturned. But in this case, I think it's still all to play for. It just depends on how they do in the first half of the physical part. If they manage to score a couple at least, I'm talking about Beşiktaş here, of course, not Peñarol, then it's still all to play for.
One of the highlights, we just saw Haaland score a goal there, but it was other players who came to the fore for Norway, which I quite like to see, the likes of Ayer and Sorloth as well scoring. It gives me hope that it's not just the big blonde guy up front doing all the damage. But as you say, Beşiktaş, they had a nice start in their actual first number of games, just to give you a sense of where they're coming from. They won 12-6 against FDC Vista, the squad full of African players that we saw a little bit earlier in the day. So what they are seeking, just to let you know what's happening here, the team that wins this is going straight to the quarterfinals. Again, at the moment, it looks like Besiktas will have to fight it out tomorrow in the last 16. Not much rest for them, but as Alexei keeps telling me, it doesn't matter. They're former professional players. They're used to not getting much rest, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're all ready for that challenge for sure. And speaking of challenges, I do believe we can have a look at one of the challenges in football happening during the Games of the Future. Let's have a glance at that, hey?
We are from Guatemala, we are team Olocates. Привет, мы команда Ван, мы из Армении.
Шофер Ричард, самохвале Пеньярель.
My name is John Batigi and here's my friend.
Ukiki Oganyorese.
Всем привет, мы команда Rotor International.
Now we are going to play
Finger football.
Okay, go.
Это игра на 0-0.
Wait. I got this. Okay. It's hard.
Goal!
Se nota, ¿no?
Я думаю, кто забьет один, он и выиграл.
Вот защитник надо.
Активный прессинг включил.
Isn't that easy?
Саро, подожди, Саро. Саро, один раз подожди.
Это Уругвай.
Tiene un dedo solo.
Tiene un dedo solo. Penalty. Go.
Penalty.
Опа, сюда.
Все, 0-0.
0-0 то и будет так. Ой.
Да!
Go.
Go.
I will come.
Ahora me está cagando a peletazo.
Гол!
Так, поставь. Вот так. Не.
Ворота стоят.
Все, пошла мясорубка.
Можно направо?
Вот так вот, да.
Все, что веселее сделал.
I'm a goalkeeper. You know that, right?
Cámara.